Women experience emotions more intensely. Life convinced that they understand women. They think attraction is simple, that love is straightforward, that relationships follow a predictable script. But psychology tells a very different story. Behind every smile, every glance, every choice, and even the way she replies to your text, there are hidden psychological patterns shaping how women think, feel, and connect. Patterns that science has studied, proven, and documented. Yet very few men actually know. In this video, I'm going to reveal 20 psychological facts about women that are 100% true. These aren't just opinions. They are insights backed by research. Truths that can transform the way you see women, relationships, and attraction forever. So pay close attention. Because once you understand these facts, you'll never look at women, or relationships, the same way again. Fact 1. Women remember emotional details better than men. This is why she can recall something you said months ago. Not because she's overthinking, but because her hippocampus and amygdala, the parts of the brain tied to memory and emotion, are more active during emotional events. Building positive emotional memories with her is far more powerful than buying gifts. Fact 2. Women value confidence over looks. Science has proven it again and again. Confidence is one of the strongest attraction triggers for women. A man who carries himself with certainty, who speaks with clarity, and who knows his worth is more magnetic than someone with only good looks. Fact 3. Women read body language more than words. Over 70% of communication is nonverbal. Women are wired to pick up on microexpressions, tone shifts, and posture. This means she notices your energy long before she processes your words. Fact 4. Women are drawn to humor. Laughter is not just fun. It's evolutionary psychology. Humor sparks dopamine, signals intelligence, and builds trust. A man who makes her laugh is subconsciously proving his creativity and adaptability. Fact 5. Women experience emotions more intensely. The female brain has a larger limbic system, meaning emotions are felt more deeply. This intensity isn't weakness, it's empathy, intuition, and social intelligence at work. For men, the key is not to dismiss those emotions, but to respect and understand them. Fact 6. Women subconsciously test consistency. Psychologists call it congruence testing. She wants to see if your actions match your words. If you claim ambition, she'll notice whether your habits reflect it. Passing these tests builds trust and deepens attraction. Fact 7. Women prefer depth over small talk. Surface-level chatter fades quickly. What stays is a conversation that stirs emotions, sparks curiosity, and dives below the surface. Deep talk is remembered. Small talk is forgotten. Fact 8. Women gravitate toward purpose. Purpose is magnetic. A man who is chasing goals radiates a fire that women feel drawn to, not because of money or status, but because drive and direction are intoxicating. Fact 9. Women notice effort more than price tags. It's not the diamond necklace that impresses her. It's the thoughtful date, the handwritten note, the small detail you remembered. Effort signals sincerity. Fact 10. Emotional intelligence is a major attraction trigger. A man who can control his emotions, remain calm under pressure, and respond with empathy stands out instantly. Emotional intelligence is more attractive than physical perfection. Fact 11. Emotional connection is her oxygen. Looks may spark attraction, but emotional connection sustains it. She wants to feel seen, heard, and understood. When she feels emotionally safe, her interest grows. Fact 12. Women detect authenticity instantly. A woman can sense fake confidence or exaggeration within moments. Authenticity builds lasting attraction. Pretense kills it. Fact 13. Stability is deeply attractive. Not just financial stability, emotional stability. A man who is consistent, dependable, and reliable offers calm in a chaotic world. That calmness is irresistible. Fact 14. Listening is seduction. Most men hear. Few listen. True listening, attentive, empathetic, present, makes her feel valued. And when she feels valued, attraction intensifies. Fact 15. Her social circle shapes her choices. A woman's friends and family often play a silent role in her decisions. Positive feedback about you strengthens her attraction. Negative feedback plants doubt. Fact 16. Women crave intellectual challenge. A man who stimulates her mind, who challenges her perspectives respectfully, becomes unforgettable. Shallow men are replaced. Thoughtful men remain. Fact 17. Women remember how you make them feel. Long after words are forgotten, the emotions you create linger. Excitement, safety, joy, respect. These become the glue that bonds her to you. Fact 18. Women need emotional support. Whether she's celebrating a win or enduring a storm, being present emotionally shows depth. That presence builds intimacy. Fact 19. Appreciation is her love language. It doesn't take much. A thank you, a genuine compliment, acknowledgement of her effort. Appreciation multiplies loyalty. Fact 20. Women value honesty over perfection. She doesn't need a flawless man. She needs a man she can trust. Transparency and honesty carry more weight than any attempt to appear perfect. These are not tricks. They are truths. The more you understand these psychological realities, the better you'll navigate relationships, attraction, and connection. So ask yourself, how many of these facts have you seen in action? And which one surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget, the smarter you become about female psychology, the smarter your relationships will be. These are not tricks. They are not quick hacks. They are not some hidden code to manipulate women. No. These are psychological truths. Timeless realities about how women think, feel, and connect. Truths that science has uncovered, and that experience confirms. The more of these truths you understand, the clearer your path becomes. Suddenly, relationships stop feeling like a mystery. Attraction stops feeling like luck. Connection stops feeling like guesswork. Instead, you begin to move with clarity. You begin to see patterns where others see chaos. You begin to respond with wisdom where most men react with confusion. So let me ask you, how many of these facts have you already seen play out in your own life? Think about the conversations, the arguments, the moments of connection, the little things she said or did that never made sense until now. And more importantly, of all the insights you've just heard, which one surprised you the most? Which one challenged the way you've always seen women? Drop your answer in the comments. Because your reflection might not just help you, it could spark insight for another man who needs to hear it. And never forget this. The man who invests in understanding female psychology is investing in his own power. Why? Because when you understand how women truly operate, you stop stumbling through relationships blindly. You start moving with intention. You stop being reactive, and you become unshakable. The smarter you become about psychology, the smarter you become in relationships. And the smarter you become in relationships, the stronger, calmer, and more magnetic you become in every part of your life. So here's what I want you to do next. If these 20 psychological facts opened your eyes, don't just stop here. Keep going. Because the more you learn, the more power you gain. That's why I've prepared another video for you. It goes even deeper into the hidden truths of attraction and the blind spots that most men never see. These are not tricks. They are not quick hacks. They are not some hidden code to manipulate women. No. These are psychological truths. Timeless realities about how women think, feel, and connect. Truths that science has uncovered, and that experience confirms. The more of these truths you understand, the clearer your path becomes. Suddenly, relationships stop feeling like a mystery. Attraction stops feeling like luck. Connection stops feeling like guesswork. Instead, you begin to move with clarity. You begin to see patterns where others see chaos. Have you ever wondered what makes a man truly respond with wisdom where most men react with confusion? So let me ask you, how many of these facts have you already seen play out in your own life? Think about the conversations, the arguments, the moments of connection, the little things she said or did that never made sense until now. And more importantly, of all the insights you've just heard, which one surprised you the most? Which one challenged the way you've always seen women? Drop your answer in the comments. Because your reflection might not just help you, it could spark insight for another man who needs to hear it. And never forget this. The man who invests in understanding female psychology is investing in his own power. Why? Because when you understand how women truly operate, You stop stumbling through relationships blindly. You start moving with intention. You stop being reactive, and you become unshakable. The smarter you become about psychology, the smarter you become in relationships. And the smarter you become in relationships, the stronger, calmer, and more magnetic you become in every part of your life. So here's what I want you to do next. If these 20 psychological facts opened your eyes, don't just stop here. Keep going. Because the more you learn, the more power you gain. That's why I've prepared another video for you. It goes even deeper into the hidden truths of attraction and the blind spots that most men never see. You in his thoughts, falls asleep with you in his mind, and doesn't even see other women because to him, you already are everything he wants. Sounds powerful, right? Here's the secret. It's not about looks or moves in bed, or even how sexy you are. It's about what you say to him, in the most intimate, vulnerable moments. Because those words, whispered when his guard is down, don't just touch his body. They brand themselves into his soul. And today, I'm going to show you the 5 things you can say in those moments that make you unforgettable. Not just a lover, but the woman he never risks losing. 1. Make him feel chosen. Here's the first thing. Make him feel chosen. Not just picked. Not just convenient. But chosen, like he's the only man on earth who could give you that feeling in that moment. Here's the mistake most women make in the bedroom. They focus only on the act. They moan. They say that feels good. Or worse, they say nothing and leave him guessing. And while there's nothing wrong with that, let me be brutally honest. It doesn't separate you from anyone else. Because plenty of women can make a man feel good. What's rare, what's unforgettable, is making him feel unique. That's why saying something as simple as, backhand index pointing right, I love that it's you, changes everything. Do you feel the difference? You're not complimenting the act. You're affirming the man. You're telling him, out of everyone, I don't just love what's happening. I love that it's happening with you. And that strikes at the core of a man's deepest fear. The fear of being replaceable. When you cut through that with words of choice, you don't just give him desire. You give him significance. And significance is what men stay for. 2. Admire his masculinity. The second thing, admire his masculinity. Now when I say masculinity, I don't just mean muscles or looks. I mean the energy he brings, the way he makes you feel safe, protected, and feminine in his presence. See, here's the truth. Men are starving for appreciation. The world doesn't hand out compliments to men. Think about it. How often do men hear, "You make me feel safe"? Almost never. And yet, that's what they crave most. So in those raw moments, when you whisper something like, backhand index pointing right, I love how safe you make me feel. It's not flattery. It's nourishment. You're speaking directly to his biological instinct to protect and provide. You're telling him his masculinity isn't just noticed, it's treasured. And ladies, when a man feels like your safe place, he doesn't just give you passion. He gives you devotion. 3. Connect pleasure to love. The third thing. Connect pleasure to love. Because sex by itself is fun. But sex tied to love? That's unforgettable. Here's where so many women go wrong. They think to keep a man, they have to blow his mind physically. But listen carefully. The physical will never outshine the emotional. Another woman can match you physically. No one can duplicate the way you make him feel emotionally. So when you say, backhand index pointing right, I feel so close to you right now. You're doing something most women never do. You're tying his physical performance to emotional intimacy. You're telling him, this isn't just pleasure. This is love. This is connection. This is us. And men may not admit it, but deep down, that's what they crave more than anything. Passion with meaning. 4. Stroke his ego authentically. The fourth thing, stroke his ego, but make it real. Because men can smell fake flattery from a mile away. And nothing kills the moment faster than lines that feel forced. But here's the secret. Men thrive on recognition. Not generic praise, but specific validation that makes them feel irreplaceable. So instead of vague compliments, say things like, backhand index pointing right, no one kisses me the way you do. Backhand index pointing right, I love how you touch me. It's only you who makes me feel this way. That's not flattery. That's recognition. And recognition doesn't just boost his pride, it bonds him to you. Because suddenly his identity is tied to how you see him. And once a man feels like the best version of himself only exists with you, he'll never want to lose that reflection. Chapter 5. Anchor the future. The fifth and final thing. Anchor the future. Because intimacy isn't just about the present moment. It's a chance to plant seeds that echo into tomorrow. When he's vulnerable, when his defenses are down, that's the perfect time to whisper things like, backhand index pointing right, I never want this to stop. Backhand index pointing right, I want this forever. Notice what you've done. You've tied his pleasure to permanence. You've anchored his passion to a vision of the future. And men remember that. Long after the night ends, those words replay in his mind, planting the thought. This is the woman I can build a life with. Closing. The unforgettable woman. So let's bring it all together. If you want a man to be addicted to you, don't just focus on the act. Focus on how you make him feel. Make him feel chosen. Admire his masculinity. Connect pleasure to love. Stroke his ego authentically. Anchor the future. Because here's the truth. Pleasure fades, but significance lasts. And when a man feels significant with you, chosen, admired, loved, irreplaceable, and tied to forever, he doesn't just stay. He bonds. He commits. He becomes addicted. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you're with him, whisper one of these truths. Watch his reaction. Notice how his eyes change. That's the moment he realizes you're not just his lover. You're the woman he never wants to let go of. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more love psychology secrets, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Because remember, sometimes it only takes one sentence, whispered at the right time, to make him yours forever. The look that reveals everything. Have you ever caught a man giving you that look? Not a quick glance. Not a polite smile. But the kind of stare that lingers so long it makes your skin tingle. It's not just lust. It's not just affection. It's a collision of desire and devotion. A look that silently says, you are the center of my world. You are the dream I can't wake up from. And right now, I am imagining 1,000 things I could never say out loud. What most women don't know is this. When a man truly loves, his fantasies stop being shallow. They become layered, primal, almost spiritual. And today, I want to take you into his hidden world. The world of the 5 deepest fantasies a man has for the woman he truly loves. Once you see them, you'll understand his passion in a way you never imagined. Chapter 1. The Protector's Dream. At his core, every man is wired with an instinct to protect. But when he's in love, that instinct turns into a vivid, almost cinematic fantasy. He doesn't just imagine shielding you from danger. He imagines protecting every part of you. Your heart, your mind, your soul. He pictures himself being the one you lean on when the world feels heavy. The one you call at 2 a.m. when you can't hold it all together anymore. The one whose arms make you feel like nothing could ever touch you again. And here's the part most women miss. He doesn't fantasize about protecting women who need him. He fantasizes about protecting women who are strong, capable, independent, but who still choose him. Because that choice, your choice to let him step in, makes him feel irreplaceable. And in his mind, nothing is sexier than the thought that you could stand on your own. But instead you trusted him to be your anchor. To him, that's not weakness. That's intimacy. That's devotion. That's the fuel for one of his deepest fantasies. To be the man you know will always catch you when you fall. 2. The desire to dominate with love. Then there is another fantasy. One that burns hotter. The fantasy of loving dominance. When a man is truly invested, his craving isn't just to touch you. It's to take you. To feel you surrender. Willingly, completely, into his arms. Not because he forces you, but because you trust him enough to let go. In his mind, this fantasy plays out in waves. pinning you against the wall, his hands above your head, pulling you closer until you can't breathe, whispering things in your ear that only the two of you will ever know. But understand this. This isn't about control for its own sake. It's about reverence. Because the truth is, men don't dream of dominating every woman. They dream of dominating the woman they love. The woman whose surrender means everything. When you let go of control in his arms, he doesn't see weakness. He sees trust. And that trust drives him wild. Because to him, domination is not about conquering you. It's about proving he has earned your vulnerability. And that is intoxicating. 3. The fantasy of worship. The third fantasy surprises most women. Because society teaches us to believe men are selfish in desire. But when a man truly loves, his greatest fantasy is not to take pleasure, but to give it. This is the fantasy of kiss every inch of you. He wants to trace the curve of your body until he's memorized every place that makes you gasp. He wants to see gets, but because of what he gives, your pleasure becomes his mission. Your release becomes his victory. And in his fantasies, he imagines you unraveling in his arms. Your eyes closing, your body arching, your voice breaking with his name. That is what not ordinary. You are sacred. You are a goddess. And in this fantasy, his devotion transforms into obsession. Because nothing is more intoxicating to him than watching you melt under his worship, knowing that no one else could ever touch you this way. Chapter 4. The craving to claim you publicly. The fourth fantasy is primal. It's not about the bedroom. It's about the world. It's the urge to claim you publicly. He wants to hold your hand in crowded places, to kiss you in the street where others can see, to wrap his arm around you at a party, so everyone knows exactly where his loyalty lies. This fantasy isn't about possession. It's about pride. He looks at you and thinks, she is mine. Out of everyone, she chose me. And he wants the world to know it. There's also an erotic layer here. The thrill of being seen, the heat of a kiss stolen in public, the pride of showing you off while knowing that the most intimate parts of you belong only to him. It's a fire that makes him feel alive. Because claiming you isn't just an act of affection. It's his way of declaring, this woman is my world, and I will never hide her. Chapter 5. The ultimate fantasy, losing himself in you. And then there is the deepest fantasy of them all. The fantasy that strips away pride, control, dominance, and even protection. The fantasy of completely losing himself in you. This is where his soul surrenders. This is where he stops trying to be strong, stops trying to hold it together, stops trying to control. In this fantasy, he dreams of dissolving into you until nothing else exists, kissing you until his lips ache, holding you until his body trembles, breathing you in until he feels like he can't tell where he ends and you begin. It's not just physical. It's spiritual. It's sacred. Because here, he's not trying to prove anything. He's not trying to be the protector, the leader, or the conqueror. He's simply a man undone by the woman he loves. And to him that is freedom. That is love. That is the fantasy he never wants to wake up from. Epilogue. The woman he never stops craving. So now you know. When a man is truly in love, his fantasies aren't shallow. They are primal, emotional, sacred. He dreams of protecting you, of dominating you with love, of worshiping you with devotion, of claiming you with pride, and of losing himself completely in you. And when you let him live out these fantasies, you don't just give him what he wants. You give him what he needs. You stop being just the woman he loves. You become the woman he never stops craving. So the question is this: which of these fantasies will you let him live out with you? Because once you do, you'll never just be his lover. You'll be his addiction. The 5 tests every man must run before giving a woman his heart. Most men make one fatal mistake. They think a woman's beauty, charm, and sweet words are proof of her value. They let attraction blind them. And then one day, they wake up in a toxic relationship, drained, broken, and wondering how they missed the signs. The truth is simple. She was showing you who she was all along. You just didn't know how to see it. The difference between wasting years and protecting your future